Hey, everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm back. That's right. I'm back to give you more Sex in the City. That's right. From a straight guy's point of view. That's the difference between me and everybody else here. Okay, no one else is doing this shit. I guarantee no one else out there is giving you a straight man's point of view of Sex and the City. I am doing it. I'm doing it for you. Okay. No, I'm not. Well, yes, I am doing it for you, but I'm doing it for all the guys out there that are watching this shit too. Okay, guys like me that watched every fucking episode, and just guys just dating in general. You know, it's difficult out there for men. You women, I mean, there's no show about dating for men out there. There's not. There's a few good movies, but there's nothing like Sex in the City for us. Okay, because no network, no cable channel would ever allow it. That's why I've already written the first season of Sex and the City for men, but you ain't never gonna see it, okay? Because they won't allow it, okay? Because they don't want reality, too much reality creeping in their fucking scripts, okay? Not in the rom com area. I guarantee you, if rom coms were more realistic, like from a guy's point of view, I guarantee you more men would watch it. They would. It would be the highest rated show in the world if they did like a male version of Sex and the City, but it'll never be allowed because it's okay for women to be narcissists on rom-coms. It's not okay for men to be narcissists on rom-coms. No, if they are, then they're the villain. Okay, they're the ones that got to get cucked by the end of the episode. All right, and that's never going to happen. Okay, so yeah, so you'll never see it. Okay, but I wish they did. It'd be a good idea. It really would. Hopefully someday, you know, when cultures change. I mean, yeah, it's been 20 years. You know, 20 something plus years since Sex and the City came out, and we still haven't gotten that show. But you know, maybe someday in the future when I'm like a really fucking old man, you know, there'll be that show, okay? Because I want to see that show. That's the show I want to see. Fuck this noise. Fuck this shit. Okay, anyway, I'm Diego. I have reviewed every single episode of Sex and the City. All 94 episodes I've already reviewed. They're all in the shitter. You can watch them all. They're all here on this YouTube channel if you want to watch it. What I thought, I would recommend you watch the episode and then watch what I think about it, okay? Especially if you like the episode, okay? Because I'm going to blow that shit up, okay? It's not realistic at all, okay? But I did love the show. I did love Sex and the City. That was a great show. I was the only straight guy at the time that I knew that was watching it on a regular basis, okay? I was there from the very beginning when it first came out. I was a younger man back then. I was in my 20s, living in a big city, okay? So I've already gone through all that shit, okay? You know it now. If you watch my reviews, you already know how I am here. I give you a straight man's point of view. I do not censor myself, okay? So if you're easily offended, if you're easily triggered, get the fuck out right now. I will not censor myself to spare your feelings, okay? I'm here to tell you the truth. From a straight man's point of view, what would realistically happen from a guy's point of view. A straight guy, not a gay guy's point of view. We already had enough of that. Okay, I'm talking about a straight guy's point of view. Okay, this is what realistically would happen in these dating situations, what men really realistically would think about Carrie and her friends and all that kind of shit, and what's realistic about the men on the show. Yes, the so-called men that are on this show that are not really men. They're cartoon characters, okay, but they're called men on the show. Okay, so you got to go there, okay? All right, so you got to call them that, right? Whatever. Okay, so I am now in the movies, okay? I'm going to start reviewing the movies starting right now. Thank God there's only 2 of them. I already reviewed that piece of shit show and Just Like Crap. All those videos are on here too if you want to watch that. I recommend you watch my videos on it, but don't watch the actual episodes unless you can get it for free, if you know what I mean. Like you have to sail the high seas, but don't sign up for HBO Max just so you can watch and Just Like Crap. Don't. It's a waste of money. If that's your reason for signing up for it, it's a waste of fucking money, okay? There's other ways you can watch the show, okay? Without shelling out anything, okay? If you know what I mean, all right? So anyway, I'm not going to review that right now. I'm talking about the movies, okay? So this is Sex and the City Part 1. Yes, this is the first movie they did. Yeah, they actually made 2 of these fucking movies. Hey, let me tell you something. When Sex and the City was on the air, it was a very popular show. I mean, the reason I watched the show is because every hot girl I knew was watching it, okay? And I wanted to get laid, so I was watching the show that they were watching so I could find out what they were all talking about all the goddamn time. I could compare myself to the men on the show. I could, so I learned about men's fashion. I would watch the stuff that they would wear, and I'd buy something the same thing. So I was kind of doing the same shit these women were doing. But I wasn't going crazy with it like these women are with the Chanel and the Dwar and the Oscar de la Renta and the fucking, and all the other fucking bullshit thing goes shopping at Barney's and Birkin bags and fuck all that noise and Manolo Blahniks, and yeah, fuck all that shit. Okay? They're just trying to sell you products because they know that most of the buying power in America comes from women. Okay, men tend to make more expensive purchases, but less often, and women make moderate purchases very often. Okay, so that's why they were doing it. Okay, they were catering to the female, and Carrie wears it, and I gotta buy it too, and that kind of bullshit. Okay. Although if you do like the financials on this, it doesn't make any sense. Carrie doesn't make by herself with Big, yes, because he'll pay for everything. But by herself, she doesn't make enough money to afford all that shit. No, fuck no. Okay, it'd be difficult for a New Yorker. I mean, just living in New York is expensive. Plus buying all this fucking shit. Come on. Okay, anyway. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna review Sex and the City, the movie. The movie, okay? So I'm gonna break it down. Now I gotta be honest with you, okay? Obviously, I finished watching Sex and the City, the movie. I've already seen it before, but I'm watching it again. The last time I saw it, I was in a fucking theater. Okay, that's how long ago it was. Okay, I went to the theater to go fucking see it. Yes, I went with a date. I was dating a girl at the time. Of course, she wanted to go see it, so we went to go see it. She didn't know I was a closeted fucking Sex and the City fan, though. So I already knew what was going on. I never talked to her about Sex and the City. Fuck that noise. No. But I did watch it. I did watch the movie. So I remember, I haven't seen it in a long time, but now I watched it again. And so I got a lot to say here. Okay, there's a lot going on. Obviously, a lot more money was spent on this movie than on the TV show. The show was canceled 4 years earlier, so we're catching up 4 years later. They say in the movie it's 3 years later, but it's actually 4 years later. Okay, the show ended in 2004. The movie came out in 2008. So some of the scenes in the movie take place in 2007. Hence, it's 3 years later, but it turns into 2008 inside the movie. Okay, so where we left off here when the show, everyone got their happy ending. Okay, we left off with Miranda, got married, living in Brooklyn with her family, with her son, Brady, and with Magda, the housekeeper. They're all living together there. He owns a fucking pub, a bar, and she's a fucking a lawyer for some firm. She went to Harvard, so obviously she's loaded. Okay, and I fucking still hate her. And I hate her even more now. Charlotte, they adopted her, and Harry went to China, and they adopted a baby girl, Asian baby girl named Lily. So they adopted her, and they already smuggled her back into America. And of course, Charlotte still got the fucking, that dog, that disgusting, ugly fucking dog, Liz Taylor. Yeah, Charlotte still loves Liz Taylor and her puppies. Okay, and she also has a pet animal dog named Liz Taylor. Okay, sorry, that was bad. No, it wasn't. Okay, hey, Liz Taylor was still alive, 2008. Okay, she was still hanging out with Michael Jackson, 2008. Okay. Woo! Anyway, yeah, so that's going on here. Of course, she got the perfect life because she doesn't work or anything. What else she got to do? Her husband pays all the bills. I mean, she got a fucking multi-million-dollar apartment in her divorce from her last husband. I mean, what the fuck? She don't have to work. What the fuck kind of problem she had? The only problem she had, she could have a kid, and now she adopted one. Okay, boom, problem solved. Life's perfect, Samantha's living in LA. She's living in Hollywood now because her boyfriend, Smith Jerrod, her boy toy, who is now her boyfriend, is a successful actor. He's a television actor, okay, on TV in LA. So obviously he works there, and she's his manager now. Okay, so she's raking in the money. So I told you before on the show, he was a nobody. He was a fucking waiter at a fucking restaurant that didn't cook their food. Okay, he went from that to being a major TV star now, like a sex symbol, hunky guy now. Okay, basically the John Hamm of 2008. Okay, so he's out there fucking all these women love him and shit. And so Samantha decided to quit her publicity business and become his manager, his full-time manager. So she has an entire office dedicated to his fucking career. So I'm guessing he's not just doing TV, he's doing movies too. Okay, so he's got this whole staff devoted just to him. Okay, Samantha Jones Management, that's the name of her company, okay? So, of course, they live together. They got a beach house, but he's always working. Now, originally when the show started, he was a nothing. Samantha, he was using her. That's what I think. Okay, he was using her as his sugar mama to up his profile, his Q score, as we call it today. Okay, so she got him. He was a nothing. She got him a billboard in Times Square. She's got him MTV, fucking all these parties, all these events. Gus Van Sant movies. I mean, she got him all this fucking work. She basically used her entire business to promote him, and it worked. So now he's raking in the money now. So instead of her putting in all the money to make him a thing, Now, because he's successful now, he's putting money back into her. So it went around. And I'm glad that they showed that on there, okay? Because there's no fucking way I would ever believe that someone like Smith Jerrod would be in love with Samantha. I still don't think he's in love with Samantha. He was never in love with Samantha, okay? He was using her to get a career, and now he's got the career. He doesn't need her anymore, okay? But, and this movie's not going to tell you this, but he's paying her back. So he does have some sort of integrity. It's okay, you spent all this money on me when I was boning you for free. Okay, you spent all this money on me to make me a thing, and now that I'm earning a lot more money because of what you did for me, now that money's going back into your pocket. You see, so it's cycling around, which is good. Okay, now I don't feel like Smith is such an asshole. Okay, in a way, he's actually paying her back for all, and I'm sure he's paying her back more. Okay, I'm sure he's giving her a lot more money now than she gave him to start off his career. Okay, so I'm glad that it circled around. Okay. But you can't convince Samantha of that, though. No. Her life is consumed by him, a man. Yeah, of course they're gonna go there. And Carrie. Well, Carrie's happy. She ended up with Big. Finally, like I say, he rescued her in Paris. Okay, and his real name is John James Preston. Now we know his last name. We found out at the end of the season of the series. We found out that his first name was John, but we didn't know his middle name. We didn't know his last name. Now we know it's John James Preston. That's Big's real name. Now, if you remember on the original show, Carrie always referred to Big using just pronouns. Okay, he, him, you, hey. That kind of thing. She never called him, John, ever. He called her Carrie, but he also called her kid. But she never referred to him by his actual name. She always used pronouns, male pronouns, to refer to Big. Okay, except when she's talking to her girlfriends, then she referred to him as Big. So they knew who he was talking about, who Carrie was talking about. But when it's just her and Big talking to each other, she always used just a non-descriptive pronouns, male pronouns on him. Okay. Hence, she never was caught in a situation where she had to call him by his actual name. Okay, that never actually happened on the show. Okay, so here we go. So now, obviously, this movie, they start doing the credits here. This movie is targeted towards young women. Okay, because you know what? Even though this show was aimed at middle-aged women, single women that were dating in New York, the bottom line is there was all sorts of women that were watching this show. Old women, middle-aged women, women in their 20s were watching this show, and so were teenage and pre-teenage girls were watching this show. Okay, learning about sex through Sex in the City. So now they realize that the market, the demographic has gone a little bit older. The young girls are now older. They're dating now. Okay, they were preteens, when they watched the show, but now they're 18, 19, 20 years old now. So obviously they're trying to appeal to that market. So it shows a bunch of young women who are fucking complimenting Carrie. Like Carrie's their icon now, because she taught them all about sex. They didn't actually have to fuck any guys to learn about what real sex is like. They learned it all from Carrie, so now they know everything about sex because they watch Sex in the City. You see what I mean? This show influenced generations of women. Okay, not just the middle-aged fucking whores that were out there. Okay, yes, that's what they were, whores. Okay, yes. Wait till I get into specifics. All right. Okay, so all these young women are basically praising Carrie. One of them gives her a compliment. She's just strutting down the street, looking fucking ridiculous like she always fucking does when she's by herself. When she's by herself, just walking around, daydreaming, thinking about how fabulous she is, that's when she's dressed like a fucking, like fucking Pennywise the Clown. Okay, she looks fucking stupid as fuck. Not attractive at all. She looks like she's fucking got mental issues. Okay, that she actually walked out of the house looking like that. Okay, she's walking around with this fucking blouse with this big fucking flower on her. It's stupid as fuck. I can't even really describe it. You gotta watch the scene again to know what I'm talking about. Who the fuck wears that out in public? Nobody would fucking wear that, okay? Like even a Broadway musical show that had a flower as their theme, they wouldn't fucking be caught dead wearing this shit, okay? But Carrie's walking around wearing it. Now I know Patricia Field is the goddamn fucking fashion designer on this show, and for the most part she does a good job, especially when the girls are just going out together, okay? But when Carrie's by herself, it's just bullshit that she's wearing. Absolute bullshit. She never wears this shit when she's hanging out with the girls. She never wears stupid shit like this when she's on a date with a guy. You ever notice that? But she wears stupid ass shit when she's by herself, just daydreaming, walking down the street with the fucking chick flick music blasting in the background. And oh my God, that's the big difference right here on this movie and the TV show is the chick flick music. Oh my God, dude. It's all fucking R&B, which means it's all Latinx or fucking black girls singing, okay? And it's all like fucking like chick flicky hip hop, slow tempoed hip hop music in the background, which never happened on the show, but you're gonna get a lot of it in the movie. Okay, obviously some recording artists were trying to fucking sell their CDs back then. All right, so there's a lot of that. Not the typical Sex and the City music that you used to hear in the background, the piano, dun, 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 dun. None of that shit. All right. So that's going on here. Carrie's narrating the scene, of course, because she's the star. She says, the women come to New York for 2 L's, okay? Labels and love. Okay, really? Well, if you're a superficial narcissist, yeah, okay? But what about a job? What about coming to New York to get a job or to go to school? Okay, there's a lot of reasons to come to New York, okay, if you're a girl, okay? Not just fucking shopping and falling in love, okay? I mean, those are good reasons, but no one goes to New York for that. You want to get those things, okay, but you come there for other reasons, okay? New York is the publishing capital of the United States, okay? There's a lot of money in New York, okay? There's a lot of industries based out of New York, okay? So yeah, so you know, for a lot of people that are graduating from their New England schools, yeah, New York is definitely the place to go get your money, okay? Because that's where all the money is, okay? That in LA, all right? So yeah, usually people come to New York for work, not for labels and love, okay? Although those are just extras, okay? But that's what she says, okay? Because apparently Carrie's an expert on all women, or all rich, white, privileged women she's an expert on, okay? That live in New York. Okay, so she's walking down the street, you know, with that stupid ass fucking big flower on her chest. And oh God, the less I say about that, the better. Okay, so she says 20 years ago, I was one of them. One of those young girls that are coming to New York looking for fucking labels and love. She's like, you know, I got my labels done quickly, but when it comes to love, it's hard to spot a knockoff. Okay, so it's hard to spot a knockoff. So she's walking down the street at night and she sees some girl arguing with a guy. Obviously that this guy's her boyfriend or something. And she says out loud, "You're married? What do you mean you're married?" And she starts fucking hitting him with her purse. Okay, and Carrie sees this. A lot of people see this in public. It's on the sidewalk. And the guy's like, oh, you know. And she's like, you're married, you fucking asshole. You know, like that, okay? And hey, let me tell you something, all right? It is never acceptable to hit somebody, okay, just because they're an asshole. Okay, it's never acceptable to do that. Okay, there's a big, obviously, you know, men hitting women is completely unacceptable. I mean, you go to jail for that shit. Okay, but women hitting men, apparently that's fine. It's okay to do that. You see it all the time. Like this right now, you would never see a guy hitting a woman in public like that. Like if the guy was dating a woman, you know, and she was like, "Hey, by the way, you know, I'm married. I actually have a husband, and that's why you never been to my house, you know? That's why I've been fucking all the time, and you've never been to my house, you know? It's because I actually have a husband, and he doesn't know about you, okay? So you and I we can't really, like, ever be a thing because I've got commitments already with someone else, okay? If that were to happen to me, and it has happened to me before, actually it has, okay? No, I would not fucking start slapping her across the face for lying to me, okay? I would be upset if I had feelings for this girl and I wanted it to go somewhere and I found this shit out. I would be upset, okay, with her, absolutely, okay? But I would walk away from her. I might say something like, okay, you fucking cunt, you fucking slut, you know? I thought you were something special, and I would walk away from her. What I wouldn't do is start fucking slapping her around because she lied to me about being married. No, I would not do that. Okay, most men will not do that. Okay, no, it's not going to happen. Okay, I'm not saying that men don't ever hit women. They do. Okay, but they don't do it very often. Okay, when they do it, there's severe consequences for that. Okay, especially if it's out in public where everybody can see. There's going to be a white knight that's going to jump on this guy and just start beating the shit out of him. That's what would happen to me if I ever did something like that in public like this. If I ever slapped a girl for lying to me about being married, I guarantee you there's going to be some white knights watching this. They're going to jump on my ass and start kicking my ass. Okay, right away. Okay, and then the girls are going to fucking call the cops on her behalf. Okay, and then I'm going to go to fucking jail. Okay, that's what would happen in real life. Okay, but when a woman doesn't know, it's funny, it's annoying. Ah, look at that over there. You know, the girls, oh, that guy deserves it. Absolutely, that lying piece of shit. You know, and the guy here doesn't even really try to defend himself. He's just like, you know, he's just doing this. You know, while this girl's fucking hitting him. I don't give a fuck what this guy did. The only time you ever hit somebody is in self-defense. Whether you're a guy or whether you're a girl. The only time you ever hit somebody is in self-defense when you are being threatened physically. If you're being threatened physically, absolutely, okay? I've never hit a woman in my life, and I'm very proud of that fact. But I guarantee you, if some girl ever came at me with like a fucking baseball bat or some shit, yeah, I'm gonna knock her ass out, okay? I'm gonna knock her ass out, okay? But thankfully, I've never been in that situation, all right? But yes, of course, okay? You do not ever fucking just hit anybody, guy or girl, ever, okay? Unless it's in self-defense. And this is not self-defense. This is a guy lied to her about being married. Big fucking deal. Okay, there's other guys in the world. You know, you don't have to fucking hit this guy. This is fucking stupid. It sends the wrong fucking message, and I'm gonna call it out. You know why I'm gonna call it out? Because no one else is. Because no one else calls this shit out. I'm gonna fucking call it out. Straight man's point of view. That's what you get on this YouTube channel. I'm gonna tell you what guys really think. And it's not acceptable for a fucking guy to get hit by a woman for any fucking reason unless it's self-defense. And it's not self-defense in this case. It's not something funny. It's not something to be laughed at. It's not an annoying thing. It's not something that this woman should be praised for because he's an asshole. It doesn't fucking matter. Okay? You could be the biggest slut in the whole fucking world. That doesn't give me the right to fucking hit you, does it? No, it does not. How's that for equality, huh? All right. So anyway, so that's going on here. Okay, yeah, so she's like, Carrie's watching her beat this guy up with her purse. Okay, because she found out he's married. Okay, and like I said, okay, so Carrie keeps narrating. She says, like, you know, when it comes to love, it's hard to spot a knockoff. So sometimes you need help, which is why you need help. Okay, and now we introduce the other girls. Okay, so now it's the slow-mo fucking Melrose Place opening credits where they're just walking, you know, and one shows up on the left, one shows up on the right, and the other one shows up on the right because there's four of them, and they basically take up the whole fucking sidewalk. They're all fucking Powerpuff Girls, all in their fucking different colored outfits, walking in slow motion, walking like like they own the fucking sidewalk, which they don't. You know, if this was realistic, there'd be some people back there going, hey, well, why don't you move out of the fucking way so I can pass you? But no, you know, they got to do the whole fucking thing, you know, because, you know, it's fucking gay guys directed this episode, all right? So that's going on here. Now we introduce her friends, you know. So they're walking down the street together, you know, Charlotte, Miranda, and Samantha, and there's this guy walking by them, and Samantha's checking him out, like, oh, who's this fucking hot motherfucker? And she turns around, her eyes follow him as he walks around her, and he goes over to another guy and starts kissing the other guy, all right? And this man's like, oh, so you're already gonna cheat on your boyfriend, huh? Already, Samantha. Right into the movie, and you're already gonna fucking cheat on Smith. Well, that's awesome. That's about your style, isn't it? Okay, and of course, fucking the girls are like, oh, you know, hot guy who was kissing another guy. Oh, damn it. Oh, Diego, you just can't handle women being attracted to other men. Oh my God, you're just jealous. That's all it is. You're just jealous. You're not secure in your own relationships. And that's why you get mad when women do things like this. You know, no, not at all. And I totally believe this stuff. I know this stuff is true. I know this stuff. Women do this stuff when their boyfriends and husbands are not around. I understand that, and I accept that's just a part of life. Okay. The problem is you don't ever see guys doing that stuff. Now we do that stuff in real life because remember, real life is not Sex and the City. Okay, so we do that stuff in real life, but you just don't see it. In movies, you don't really see that at all. Okay, because now, especially back then, no, really, but today's even worse. Okay, in 2022, you never see men acting like men anymore because you're not allowed to. You can't have a guy out there, unless he's a bad guy, you know, you can't have a guy out there actually actively being attracted to women. You can't have that because that automatically, you know, unless he's the villain of the episode or the villain of the movie, okay? Otherwise, he can't do it, okay? It's not allowed, okay? We have to repress our sexuality in the media, okay? Because basically the media says that all men, all straight men are rapists, okay? That's all we are. You know, and so we can't express our sexuality because we're all rapists, okay? And that's a bad thing, okay? So, but women can do it. That's fine. That's fine. Women can do it all the time, Okay, but men, we're not allowed to do it. Okay, because then we're rapists. Okay, or we're objectifying women, the male gaze. Okay, and all these other fucking things that the media says men are not allowed to do anymore. Okay. Yes. You ever wonder? You ever wonder why you don't see that? That's why. Okay. So basically, we're seeing a bunch of women doing things that men are not allowed to do. Okay. That's hypocritical. And it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Okay. Because ladies, we're still going to do those things. Okay, we know if we're attracted to women, we're attracted to women. Okay, how we go about it is differently now. You're gonna notice that men do not approach women anymore. Okay, they do every once in a while, but no, all dating now, it's all hookup culture. It's all done through your fucking phone. Like, swipe left, swipe right. You meet up, you hook up, you fuck, and that's it. Okay, there's no more needed. Okay, that's what our society has become. Okay, the days of a guy approaching a girl, okay, those days are mostly long gone. Okay, women do approach men though. If the man has a high sexual market value, they will. For example, if a guy's playing in a rock band, or he's playing in a band, because rock and roll is pretty much dead. But if a guy's playing in a band, at a bar, and he's very popular, he's very good, once his set is over and he gets off stage, he's going to be surrounded by women. Women are going to go up to him and start wanting to talk to him, try to get his attention, give him their phone numbers. Okay, so that stuff's okay. Okay, but if a woman gets hit on by a guy, oh my God, he's automatically fucking gonna sexually assault her and shit, and they gotta push the guy off, okay? That's the difference, okay? That's the hypocrisy. That's what I'm talking about, okay? If the guy has a high sexual market value, society says it's okay to hit on him, which means that all these women are gonna hit on him, okay? But it's not the other way around, it's not allowed, okay? You're not gonna really see a guy going up to a girl anymore. Every once in a while you will, I've seen it every once in a while, but for the most part, no. It's all done through social media now. Okay. Hey, I'm going in depth in this thing. All right. So so we get introduced to the other girls. Okay. Carrie gives everyone the backstory. Okay, for all the other girls, we see Lily in the fucking merry-go-round with Harry and Charlotte. We see Miranda's backstory with Steve, and she's out there in the backyard playing with Brady, who's in a fucking little kiddie pool with Steve back there. Okay, Samantha's backstory, obviously she loves sex. Okay, and her boyfriend's a TV star, Smith Jerrod. All right. So she says, despite all these other chapters in my life, and she goes through Aiden and Jack Berger and fucking Alexander Petrovsky, she says none were big enough. She wrote. And it turns out that she wrote 2 more books since the show got canceled. She wrote a book called Manhattan, and another one called A Single Life City. I want to know what that one's about. But anyway, okay, so Carrie meets Big, okay, at their apartment shopping. They're looking for an apartment. So he's standing there underneath the terrace waiting for her. She shows up, she calls it, gives her a big fucking kiss, and they're looking at luxury apartments. So they go upstairs to meet the realtor, okay? The apartment that they look at it's apartment C. It's a shithole. It looks worse than actually her apartment from the TV show. It's not very big. It looks like shit. It's hard to believe that a shitty apartment like that exists in a building like this. I mean, the building looks wonderful from the outside. Okay. So the realtor does say, well, there is another apartment available in this building. It's not on the market yet, but it's here. If you want to look at it, it's available. You would just like to take a look at it. And they're like, okay. So Big and Carrie, they go upstairs. It's the fucking penthouse. He said it's a little bit more than what you were saying you could afford. Okay. Well, come on, it's Big. Okay, he's got a lot of money. It's not enough. Price is no object, really. So they go up and take a look at it, and it's beautiful. It's palatial. Okay, it's got a fucking terrace out there. It's a beautiful fucking penthouse, okay? Lots of room, lots of space. I mean, it's gorgeous, all right? Once again, privilege, okay? This is how rich people live. So I get tired when people watch my reviews and tell me they're not all rich. This isn't all about rich. Well, yes, it is about rich women, okay? It is about rich white women. Okay, that's what the show is about. That's why they wear the most expensive clothes. They live in the most expensive apartments. They own the most expensive homes. Okay, I've lived in a big city. Okay, your average cityer cannot afford to live in places like this. Okay, now this show is always talking about love and always talking about romance and clicking and having great sex and all this kind of shit. But you know what they never talk about is whether or not their boyfriends have enough fucking money. That's what they never talk about on this show. We're just supposed to go with it. that what they're really concerned about is how romantic they are, how good looking they are, how great they are in bed, you know, what they can buy them, what kind of vacations the guys can take her to, hey, what kind of restaurant we're gonna eat at tonight, what other gift are you gonna buy me today, you know, and so I can show it off to my girlfriends, you know, that kind of shit, okay? That's what the show is about, okay? What can you do for me, okay? Never about what can I do for you. Okay, never about fucking dating the average guy, because even though these women are all middle-aged and slightly above average looking, okay, they only get hit on by the top 0.00001% of the single male population in New York. Okay, the guys that are great looking, that are tall, they got a shitload of fucking money, that are good in bed, okay, that have professional fucking professional occupations, okay, like architects, stockbrokers, fucking corporate attorneys, that kind of shit, okay? These are the guys that hit on fucking these middle-aged, slutty, alcoholic women. Yes, on this show, in this La La Land show called Sex and the City, those are the only type of men that hit on these women, okay? The show never says it, okay, but even a blind guy can fucking see it. I'm a straight guy, I pay attention to this shit. Don't fucking tell me for once, okay, that money is not a factor in how these women feel about their men. It most fucking definitely surely is. In fact, I would say it's the only factor that really fucking matters on this fucking show, okay? Because let's face it, Harry ain't the best looking guy, okay? But he can afford a palatial home and a house in the Hamptons, okay? No, not at all. No, not at all. Okay, you're not going to convince me that money has nothing to do with it. Money has everything to do with this show, okay? This is a bunch of rich, very rich, white, mostly Jewish, very privileged New Yorkers. This is their lifestyle, which is nice and fine, okay? But don't fucking hold this up as a reflection for the dating life of all the other women out there in America that do not have this rich, white, privileged opportunities that these women have, okay? At least point them out. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm pointing it out, okay? It's not so much a show about sexism, it's a show about classism, okay? These are not your average women. These are very rich, spoiled brat women. They are, okay? They are. And they're all narcissists. They're all full of themselves. Yes, I love them too, okay? But yes, I'm going to call a spade, okay? They're all about, the bottom line is these guys that better have fucking money or I'm not going to go out with them. And because this is lollipop land, the guys can't live without them. I have to have you. You're the love of my life. You're the one. That kind of bullshit. Okay, get the fuck out of here with that noise. In real life, women like these women would never get guys like this in real life. No, they wouldn't. They would get guys in real life, absolutely. They wouldn't get guys like these, okay? They wouldn't get guys like these, okay? Hey, I'm calling it out. It's the truth. It's honest God truth, all right? So anyway, so they're shopping around for the apartments. Okay, it's a beautiful penthouse. It really is. Okay, and Carrie's like, I have died and gone to real estate heaven. Hello, I live here. And the realtor says, like, your wife has a sense of humor. And she's like, no, we're not married. He's my boyfriend. And Big goes up to her and goes like, hey, aren't I a little too old to be referred to as your boyfriend? She's like, okay, you're right. Okay, you're my man friend. Okay. And then she sees the bedroom. The bedroom is beautiful too. It's got wood paneling, great view of the city. It's very, very lovely. Okay. And she loves it too, but she opens up and she says like, how's a place like this on the market? And he guy's like, oh, it's a nasty divorce, And then she opens up the closet, and it's like the closet is like 1 foot deep, and that's it. There's no closet space at all. And she's like, oh, okay, I think I understand the divorce now. Once again, narcissism. The closet's not big enough for me, so we're gonna get divorced. It's all about her. It's all about, well, what kind of place can you provide me? That kind of bullshit. Hey, you do not have a fucking pussy made of gold, Carrie. You fucking don't. Okay, you don't. Sorry, but you don't. All right? So anyway, so that's going on, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Carrie's like, you're right, my man friend, whatever. Okay, so Biggs, she's like, okay, the closet, she's like, let's see the bedroom, and I love it, but the closet is too small. Okay? And Biggs like, I can build you a bigger closet, Carrie. And he's like, welcome home, baby. And she's like, but can we afford this? And by that, she means, can you afford this? Okay, because Carrie's not going to pay jack shit for this beautiful palatial home. Okay, we always knew she never was. Okay, let's not pretend that she's invested in this as well. She can invest shit. Okay, Big's paying her for everything. Okay, that's another trope of the show. The man always pays for everything. Okay, I don't know about Miranda. I don't know if Miranda makes more money than Steve or not, because Steve owns his own pub. So he's not exactly poor, but she's a corporate attorney, so who knows who makes more money. They can afford a house in Brooklyn, not in Manhattan. They can afford a house in Brooklyn. I don't know who makes more money there, okay? Because I'm pretty sure you can make a shitload of money by owning a bar in Manhattan. Yes, you can make a shitload of fucking money, okay? So I'm pretty sure Steve's not exactly broke. All right. So I don't know that situation. But other than that, oh, absolutely. You know, now I think maybe Smith Jerrod's making more money than Samantha. But now she's his manager. She's going to get a percentage of whatever he makes. So the more money he makes, the more money she makes. Okay. But before it wasn't that way around. Samantha basically paid for everything. But she also gave him a career. Okay. But yeah, when it comes to Carrie and Big, no. He's paying for everything. Come on. Carrie's not going to pay for shit. All right. So she's more than happy to have him fucking build her a bigger closet and buy the fucking penthouse of her dreams. You know, her real estate heaven. Okay. You know, he's like, don't worry. He's like, I got it. He says it just like that. I got it. Okay. Yes, we know you got it, Big. Okay. You've always had it. Okay. You've always had the bill. Like, you've always gotten the check. Okay. You always pay for everything, Big. Why do you think she loves you so much? If I was her, I'd love you too. Oh my God! You know, just think about that, ladies, for a second. What if a guy like some young good, like a guy like Smith Jerrod? Come on, I mean, basically Samantha pays for everything, so of course he loves her. Why wouldn't he? He loves money. Those Manolo Blahniks aren't going to buy themselves. It's fucking true, man. I just wish the show would point it out. They don't. The show never points it out. I got to do it. I got to make a fucking YouTube channel to point out the fucking hypocrisy here. Okay, so this is going to end part 1 right now of my review of the movie Sex and the City. I will be back very shortly for part 2, okay? So thank you for watching this long, and I'll see you soon, okay? Bye.